Great. So who in here has ever seen a hacking demo before? Cool, so at least one person. So what I'm about to do is, hopefully it doesn't scare you, but it's just reality of the world we live in. And so I'm going to actually show you a couple of things, but I'm going to lay the groundwork first that everything you see is actually going to be live as long as the demo guides let this work out the way it's supposed to. But how many in here do security awareness training at their job currently? How about phishing testing? Are those emails you get? Do you feel like you are secure because you maybe have MFA set up? Right? Multi-Factor Authentication. You get that code to your phone, right? What if I told you, and I'm going to show you today, that I can bypass that? So I'm going to actually demo that, and I'm going to show you how, one, I capture a password, and then two, how I actually capture what's called the session token, and I will replay that token, and I will basically act as that login, right? And so I'm going to show you what that looks like and what that is like. So first off, when we go through this today, I'm going to quickly talk about what the requirements are, so how you'd actually be able to do this. And the requirements, I'm not going to list out every little detail, but I want you to get an idea of how cheap this is to do and how accessible it is to do, because then you'll get an idea of why cybercrime is such a huge deal. Then I'll show you the attack flow. I'll show you what it looks like as the attack takes place, what the normal process is, so just high level, what that is. And then I'll actually demo what that looks like. So you'll see this in action. Again, if everything goes as planned, you'll actually see me capture the password, you'll see me do the MFA session, and then replay that and be that user. So that's what we're going to do today. Requirements. You have to have a server. Sounds like it's a lot. It's not a lot. You don't really have to have that much. You do have to have a domain name. Right? I bet some of that training you have helps you try to figure out, hey, that domain name, it looks funny in the URL bar, right? That is, I'll show you what that looks like. And then the actual software itself. So you're probably thinking this is going to cost a lot of money. Nope. Server is about $16 a month. Domain name's about $20 a year. And the software that I'm going to show is completely free. So it's been coined that cyber warfare is the absolute perfect weapon. And the reason is, it's attainable. It's cheap. Everyone has access to it. So what the attack workflow looks like in this one is the attacker is going to craft a phishing email. So you've probably seen these phishing emails. The user is going to receive the email, and at that point, if you get it, all of your phishing detection has failed, right? So we're going to assume you're the last line of defense. And then email contains a lure, which is the link that you're referring to get the user to act, right? It's trying to make you do something. And then you click the lure. So we're going to assume you do all these things. This is kind of an example. Ever seen this before? Right? This is an actual phishing email. The lure itself is the thing that says, keep my password. Just like when you go fishing, the lure, you're trying to lure people to do things. And so once you click keep my password, that link does not take you where you think it takes you. It will take you to a malicious website. So once you get there, the user inputs their username and password, right? So that's the normal way. And then user follows the MFA prompts. So the MFA prompts, like you're used to, you're going to see that it's going to go to my phone just like it would for Microsoft, but it's actually being captured in the middle so that I can replay it. And then the username, the password, and that MFA session are all captured. The attacker is notified, I'll show you what that looks like, and is able to log in as that user. So this is real world. This is really what attackers can do. So give me just a second. I'm going to set up the actual demo. Before I do that, I need to put my lab coat on. So give me 1 second.
Okay. It's just a quick costume check.
Just a quick costume check. Hackers get the notorious thing of wearing a hoodie, so I figured I'd wear that. So let me get to where I need to be. So the server I'm going to log into that you can see up here is one that I have access to. Again, this is for those that are not technical, some of this will look a little different than what you're used to. So let me get things set up really quick. Okay. So it's now running. If you look in the bottom, I have what's called a fishlet. That fishlet, I'm gonna mimic Microsoft 365, right? And then I have down here the host name that's gonna be. I'm not gonna go and show you how to configure everything because I've already done that. But what I am gonna do is I'm going to cheat a little bit because I had it prepared of what the domain is. So this is where I'm going to go. This is my location I'm going to go to. Get to where. So this is my user. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this URL, which is what I created is the lure for this attack, right? So this is what the attacker would do. If you can look at the top, it's adfs.ihavegonefishing.fun. That's the domain name that I own, and that's where I'm going to take this user to, all right? So we're going to assume that's where they go. Go to the page. This is where I hope it works. All right, so now we have a sign-in page. Does this look pretty legit? Looks identical, right? And you'll notice at the top, it's switched to login.ihavegonefishing.fun. I am still at the attacker's website. So let me show you what the attacker sees on their side. They get now a notification. I know this is hard to see. It's at the very, very bottom. But it actually says someone arrived. It says that they arrived, IP address, what it is. It says that it's actually coming from a Mac, because that's what I'm connected to. So let's enter some credentials. So for this, I'm not using my work. You never know what could happen. So I created a free trial for Microsoft 365 to do all this with. And I created this account right here. So I'm going to enter in this. So enter it in the username. And I'm going to enter in my password that I saved, which is right here, which is a crazy password. Now what's going to happen on my phone, which I can't show you very clearly, is I just got the authenticator pop-up. 83. I'm going to put 83 in there. And it has to see my face. And so now it's going to ask me if I want to stay signed in. I'm going to say yes. So far, everything seemed correct. Like nothing out of the ordinary, right? You probably wouldn't think anything of it. And now look what it did. It redirected back to Microsoft. You would just think you accidentally did something wrong. So it redirected back to Microsoft. Now let me show you what just happened on the attacker side. Password, there's the password I had. It tells me what the account name is, and it tells me all authorization tokens were intercepted. So I now know that I have intercepted that token, and now I can go replay that. All right, so what I'm going to do, because browsers are weird, is I have to create multiple profiles in order to like really show you this. So what I'm going to do is I was in demo user. I'm going to pop over to demo attacker, and I'm going to do a couple of things. One, I need to make sure that I don't have any cookies, because it uses cookies to do this. I want to make sure that I don't have any cookies saved, so I'm going to delete the browsing data really quick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and click this button right here. It says portal.office.com. So this is the normal sign-in page. This is not me intercepting anything. This is just a normal sign-in page. So what happened on this side is I want to see what are called the sessions. As you can see, the bottom, this is the sessions that it captured. It told me what it captured, username, password, all that fun stuff. So what I want to do now, this is session ID 9. So what this is, it's a bunch of gibberish. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to import this into the browser cookie, and I'm going to be that user. All right? So all I have to do is take this, not that, this. I copied it. I'm going to go back to our browser, and I'm using a plugin or an extension that basically lets me import this. So I'm going to wipe the cookie, so no cookies are there. I'm going to import what you just saw me copy right there, right? So all I'm going to do is hit check. I am now going to go back to Portal, and you are going to notice that I am now logged in as Brad Proctor at Phishing. So I completely just compromised that account. prove it even further, I can go in here. This is an admin account. I could go to all apps. I could go to their Outlook. I could do basically anything that they could do as a user. Now, the one thing that's really important to know here is that there is an expiration on these tokens. So for instance, this one actually doesn't expire until Saturday, March 7th. That means the attacker would have that amount of time to do this. This is a default configuration directly from Microsoft. I didn't change anything but log in and enforce MFA, right? So that I can show you how this was done. So it's not meant to scare you, although it probably has some fear there. The thing is to show you that not all MFA is perfect. There are MFA out there that they call phishing resistant, and it basically has a shorter time window of how it works, where it can't be replayed. So that's the demo. That's what I wanted to show, and I'm glad that it actually worked out. But there you go.